Do you remember the smell of school dinners from the 60s and 70s? That thick, sweet cloud drifting out of the dining hall and sticking to you all day long. You'd shuffle to the food counter, trays clattering, trying to sneak a peek at what puddings were on offer. Some were legendary, those warm, comforting treats that could fuel the playground until the bell rang. Let's take a trip down memory lane and revisit the top 10 British school puddings from back in the day that vanished forever, but never from our memories. 1. Jam Roly-Poly. This classic dessert came out of the kitchen looking slightly battered, with edges cracked from the steam. Sliced thick with a blunt knife, it was plopped onto your plate and then drenched in custard so hot it would fog up your glasses. If you dared to take a bite too soon, you'd spend the next few minutes blowing air through your teeth. But when it hit the spot, nothing else mattered. 2. Chocolate sponge with pink custard. The sponge was decent, but the real mystery was that pastel pink custard. No one knew exactly why it was pink. Some swore it was strawberry milk powder. Others claimed food dye. But that custard looked fantastic against the brown sponge. You'd crack open the top, watching the custard seep down the sides, and for a few moments, you could forget about the dreaded double maths class ahead. 3. Golden syrup sponge. Imagine the smell of light, fluffy sponge, baked to perfection and oozing golden syrup the moment it hit your plate. Some kids would nibble around the edges, saving the syrupy middle like treasure, while others went straight for the gooey goodness. It was pure joy in every bite. 4. Cornflake Tart. A tart? Technically yes, but in the school hall, it was the pudding. Short crust pastry, strawberry jam, and a crunchy cornflake topping held together by syrup. What's not to love? The uneven slabs were always baked in a battered tin, and if you scored a corner piece, you'd get extra crispiness. The jam would soak into the custard, making each bite a mouth-watering adventure. 5. Gypsy Tart. This tart was the ultimate sugar rush, filled with whipped evaporated milk and dark muscovado sugar, baked into a light, mousse-like filling. The first bite would stick to the roof of your mouth, but by the second bite, you'd be grinning from ear to ear. Within minutes, half the class would be bouncing off the walls from the sugar high. 6. Spotted dick. Try saying that with a straight face when you're 10. This steamed sponge, dotted with currants, and served with custard was a school dinner classic. Some kids loved it, finishing every bite. Others would push the raisins around their plate, hoping the dinner lady wouldn't notice. It wasn't for everyone, but it was definitely part of the school dinner tradition. 7. Bread and butter pudding. The ultimate winter comfort. This pudding was made from thick slices of buttered bread, layered with sultanas, and soaked in a sweet, eggy custard before being baked to golden perfection. If you were lucky enough to be near the hatch, you'd get first dibs on the crispiest piece, with all the crusty, crunchy goodness. 8. Manchester Tart. A short crust base, a layer of tangy jam, a thick slab of custard, and a dusting of coconut. This tart had it all. If you were lucky, you might even get a cherry on top. The sweet and creamy combo with that hint of jam was a delightful surprise. And if your school served it, you made the most of it. 9. Semolina and Tapioca frog spawn. Known as frog spawn to most kids, this creamy, textured pudding could be hit or miss. Some loved it, scraping their bowls clean, while others simply stirred it into strange shapes, hoping it would disappear. It wasn't the most popular, but it's definitely one of the most memorable school puddings. 10. Rice pudding with skin. Thick, creamy rice pudding topped with that golden skin, an instant divider. Some kids fought for it, while others refused to touch it. If you got the skin, it came off in one big piece, like treasure for some, torture for others. The rice beneath was heavy and filling, the kind of dessert that would keep you full all afternoon. It was the final, comforting taste of school dinner time. These puddings and tarts may have disappeared from school menus over the years, replaced by healthier options and tighter budgets. But for those who grew up with them, they'll always be a taste of childhood. Which one would you bring back for one more serving? Share your memories in the comments below. Maybe your favorite will be featured in the next video.